Now it's time for Real Talk.
Real talk.
Are you ready?
Okay, Deacon, what are we talking about?
U.S. political systems, the federal government, and federal-state relations.
Okay.
In evaluating the current and future state politics in the United States, Americans express largely negative views and trust in the federal government, which has been low for nearly 2 decades, hovering near record lows.
Wow, that's very interesting. Only 4% of Americans now say the political system is working extremely or very well, with nearly 3/4 saying it isn't. Wow. A majority, 63%, says they have little or no confidence in the future of the United States political system.
Views of Congress, the Supreme Court, and the political parties also remain deeply historically negative. Meanwhile, there are wide partisan differences in views on several aspects of federal-state relations. Democrats are far more likely than Republicans to say they are very concerned that a person's rights and protections might vary, depends on which state they are in.
And by contrast, a much larger share of Republicans than Democrats express concern that the federal government is doing too much on issues better left to state governments.
Evaluations of political systems. Only 4% of the public says political systems in the U.S. is working extremely or very well today, while 23% say it's working somewhat well, about 7 in 10. 72% looking to the future of the system. About 6 in 10 Americans, 63%, say they have not too much or no confidence at all. A third say they have some confidence, and about 4% express a lot of confidence.
Oh, this is something that makes
It
you
really
think.
is,
Like,
really is.
Really? So what do we do?
Red, white, and blue.
Wow. Younger adults are somewhat more likely than older adults to say the political system is working well. 35% of adults under age 30 say the system is working at least somewhat well, compared with 29% of those 30 to 49, and 24% of those 50 and older. About 4 in 10 adults 65 and older, 43%, say they have at least some confidence in the future of the political system.
Parties. Republicans are more likely than Democrats to express negative views of political system. Roughly 8 in 10 Republicans and Republican-leaning independents, 81%, say the political system is working not to or not at all well, including more than a third, 37%, who say it is working not at all well. Amongst Democrats and Democrats leaners, 64% say the political system working either not too good or not well at all, with 19% saying it is not working at all.
Wow. The trust in the federal government. Just 16% of Americans say they trust government in Washington to do the right thing just about always or most of the time. While public trust in government has been low for nearly 2 decades, the current measure is among the lowest in more than 70 years.
Trust in government by parties. As in the past, trust in the government is higher among those whose party holds the presidency. Today, a quarter of the Democrats say they trust the government to do what is right, at least most of the time, compared to just 8% of the Republicans.
Democrats' trust in government is now higher than it was during the Trump administration, but it is down 8 points from the spring of 2021. Republicans' trust in government dropped between 2020 and 2021, but has changed little over the last few years. Now, we have a lot more to discuss and to share with these statistics and trust in our federal government and our political system. So we've got a part 2 coming up. So please stay tuned and share.
Yeah, these are some staggering numbers, though. For the United States of America to be this low enthusiasm about our country is concerning to me.
It is concerning.
It should be concerning to the rest of you all, too. And we have to do something about it. These numbers have to be they got to be fixed. So stay tuned for part 2 of this Real Talk. We're going to share some more information with you. Now, that's Real Talk.
Vote.
Vote.
Vote. Be sure to listen to us on the KWAY Digital Broadcast app, KWAY-DB. And guess what?
It is free.
Yes, it is. And online at www.kwaygospel.com. And we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean Podcasts.
So please don't miss your blessings.
We'll look forward to you listening to Real Talk.